Accessible STEM learning ecosystem. Nkosana Butholenkosi Masuku, Sciency, Zimbabwe.
Good morning, everyone. Right. Today, I would like you to meet Anna Moore. Anna Moore is a brilliant student from rural Zimbabwe, and she had the potential to be great, but lacked the resources and opportunities. And access to quality STEM education seemed like an unattainable dream to her. We recognized the pressing challenge at Sciency of an inequitable STEM education and thought, how do we break the barriers of inequitable STEM education and access to students like Anna Moore? So Sciency was a vision born out of empowering students like Anna Moore to be great students, to enable them to empower themselves and develop ways in which they could change our local communities. We started this through what we call Makerlabs, which provided the tools that Anna Moore needed for them to be innovative and create solutions to local problems. But we realized that this is not enough because we couldn't reach every corner of our countries. So we created what is called the Sciency Kit, the Sciency Robotics Kit. This enabled students to be able to experience robotics in their own hand wherever they are, allowing us to be easily scalable. So Sciency has enabled students like Anna Moore to create solutions to local problems that we are currently using in Zimbabwe. Take, for instance, Theophilus. He designed a smart walking stick for the blind. And just 2 weeks ago, 200 of these were designed into production and donated to blind centers across Zimbabwe, which is a very applicable way of solving our local communities. And he's just 15 years old. So the impact really just shows how science engagement matters in allowing students to be hands-on with problem solving and creating solutions that can be impactful in Zimbabwe and beyond. In this journey, one of the most important aspects that was challenging for us was how do we make low-cost learning accessible to students and easily packageable. And this allowed us to think beyond what we could do. So by this, we created our own very first microcontroller, which is the first fully through-hole microcontroller in the world globally at scale right now, manufactured and designed right in the heart of Zimbabwe. With this, it has allowed us to reduce the cost of microcontrollers by up to 400% of what you would find right now if you go to Amazon or eBay. And this has made our kits easily accessible to students for just under $50. They get to keep the equipment and be able to innovate and have the power to create their own solutions that can change the continent. It is very important for us to give the students tools so that they realize their own potential. Thank you very much.
Even before the
Yeah.
So do we have any questions?
Thank you for this fantastic project. Can you give a couple of more numbers? I really enjoyed these kits. How many did you distribute of those? Do you have some you talked about scaling, some ideas how it developed in the last years?
Yes, thank you very much. So these kits were actually launched in the last 3 months. And right now, we've managed to distribute about 1,400 across 3 countries, which we're active in: Botswana, Zimbabwe, and South Africa.
Thank you for your presentation. So how do you measure impact? And understand you haven't been doing this for very long, but maybe you have some plans for how to assess this.
Yes, thank you very much. So actually, What we did is, when we were still doing the Makerlabs, we conducted a joint study with the Ministry of Education in Zimbabwe, where we assessed the impact of hands-on and practical STEM education among students. And the results were actually stunning because we worked with about 40 schools where we designed a 6-month program for measuring the impact, and we had about 79% improvement, showing that the hands-on practical curriculum was really improving their learning styles. And so this is how we've been able to actually really scale the program and turn it into something that can be deliverable to the children wherever they can be.
We have,
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm from South Africa, so I'm very excited about what you just spoke about. So I just wanted to ask, how do you deal with distribution? Because I know that the Southern African part has a lot of problems, especially with distribution and connection.
Awesome. So South Africa, for instance, our distribution is really great because like the e-commerce infrastructure in South Africa is already great. So we leverage across that. Like you can go right now on Buy and just purchase it and it's delivered to your doorstep. Then in Zimbabwe and Botswana, what we do is we partner with distribution centers across different provinces. So like in Botswana, we've got 4 provinces, and in Zimbabwe, we've got 5 provinces where we've created partnerships for collection. So you just get it on the site and then it's delivered. Then we also have, of course, our impact assessments where we go to the schools, we go to the communities, reaching out and informing them about the hands-on education methodologies which allow us to really structure, and also partnership with local organizations like the UN, which has also allowed us to donate some kits to different schools in rural areas.